In the summer of 2013, Xiami was taken by her father to a barber shop to have her long hair cut. Although Xiami was extremely reluctant, the joy of being admitted to Luxiang City Number 1 High School outweighed her hesitation, and she allowed her father to cut her hair into a short bob. Walking out of the barber shop, Xiami couldn't muster any happiness. With her head lowered, she walked home gloomily. Suddenly, she noticed a man reach into a pregnant woman's pocket to steal her wallet. After taking it, the man ran off. Xiami couldn't stand by and do nothing, so as the thief passed by her, she swiftly stuck out her foot and tripped him. She snatched the wallet and shouted for help. The pregnant woman retrieved her wallet and repeatedly expressed her gratitude. At the same time, a male student also witnessed the theft and was about to intervene when Siami beat him to it. Seeing the wallet already returned, he was impressed by Siami's bravery. When Siami got home, her mother noticed her new haircut and quickly offered praise. However, Siami, feeling irritated, locked herself in her room. Her mother, trying to be helpful, attempted to style her hair with a flat iron but ended up making it look even more awkward. To console Siami, she reassured her that once school started, everyone would have short hair and no one would pay attention to hairstyles. A few days later, the school semester began. Accompanied by her parents, Siami arrived to register and discovered that many girls still had long hair. It turned out her parents had been the only ones to take the school's hairstyle seriously. Left with no choice, Siami accepted the situation. At the bulletin board, she checked the class assignment list and saw that she was placed in Class 1. A few students whispered as they scanned the list, noting that Class 1 included top students like Fan Yuan and Zhang Roxy, who had been great partners since middle school. It seemed Class 1 would be the strongest group in the grade. After settling into her dorm and realizing her father had forgotten to take home the bamboo mat, Xiami decided to carry it to the classroom. However, the mat was too unwieldy to fit through the doorway. A male student stepped forward and helped by lifting the mat vertically, allowing her to enter. Siami looked closely and realized it was the handsome boy she had noticed earlier on the sports field, Zhang Roxy. In the classroom, after Fan Yuan found his seat, Chin Ziyang from another class approached him, proposing a challenge to determine who was better. They decided to compete in Sudoku and headed to the hall. A crowd of students quickly gathered to watch. During the match, Fan Yuan accidentally dropped a piece of chalk, but both of them finished at the same time. Chin Ziyang, being fair, admitted his loss. Back in the classroom, a fresh-faced girl was already seated. The homeroom teacher, Chao Yun, gave a brief introduction and asked each student to describe themselves using 3 keywords. Fan Yuan went first. Many students already knew he was a famous math prodigy, but he modestly shared that he simply loved math. When it was Zhang Roxy's turn, he mentioned his passion for basketball. Following the rules, he pointed to the next student, an anxious Siami. Internally grumbling, Siami nervously stepped onto the podium and said she liked writing. However, the boys teased her about her mushroom-shaped haircut, making her feel embarrassed. To help, teacher Chao Yun immediately praised Siami as a model for following school regulations, urging everyone to learn from her. Based on each student's abilities, teacher Chao Yun assigned Fan Yuan and Tian Jiarong as class monitors and appointed Xiami as the Chinese subject representative. After the class meeting, Wang Xiaoyu led a group of girls to the cafeteria to top up their meal cards. The next day, military training began. Under the blazing morning sun, Xiami was the first to run out of energy. She fainted and began to collapse, but Zhang Roxy, standing behind her, caught her just in time. Fan Yuan carried Xiami to the infirmary, where the school nurse diagnosed her with low blood sugar caused by skipping breakfast. The nurse advised her to rest for half a day and set her up with an IV drip. She then asked Fan Yuan to buy Xiami some breakfast. Feeling a bit embarrassed at first, Xiami eventually told Fan Yuan she liked chicken fillet. Fan Yuan reassured her to rest well before heading to the cafeteria to get her meal. Xiami glanced at the IV drip, finding it agonizingly slow. Without a phone to pass the time, she grew impatient and tried to speed up the drip. However, this caused a painful swelling on the back of her hand. Seeing that the bottle was labeled glucose injection, Xiami decided to take matters into her own hands. She removed the needle and drank the glucose directly. Just as she lifted the bottle to her lips, Zhang Roxy arrived at the infirmary looking for Fan Yuan. Startled, Xiami accidentally spilled some of the fluid on Zhang Roxy's face. Without trying to hide it, she boldly drank the rest of the glucose right in front of him. When Fan Yuan returned with breakfast, Zhang Roxy told him what had happened. Fan Yuan scolded Xiami for being reckless. Feeling embarrassed, Xiami asked him to help her get a leave of absence for the day. Fan Yuan went to the school nurse for a leave slip, but Zhang Roxy jokingly teased her by saying things contrary to her wishes. Fortunately, Fan Yuan cleared things up. Xiami overheard the exchange and mentally noted her grievances against Zhang Roxy. That evening, Lin Roli returned to the dorm and asked Xiami how she was recovering. Xiami explained that it was just low blood sugar and that she felt fine after a short rest. Still worried, Lin Roli made Xiami a cup of brown sugar water and gave her a few white rabbit candies for prevention. Touched by her kindness, Xiami felt warm inside. When Wang Xiaoyu came back, she shared funny stories about the day's military training, making Xiami regret missing out on all the excitement. The next day during training, Xiami, who had missed previous drills, struggled with her marching. Her steps were out of sync, and Linroli, marching behind her, was also affected, causing a commotion among the group. The coach brought both of them to the front and criticized them. Zhang Roxy suggested that instead of scolding, the coach could help Xiami adjust her steps. Feeling embarrassed, the coach asked Zhang Roxy to personally correct their mistakes. Zhang Roxy identified the issue and quickly helped them march properly. However, the coach accused Zhang Roxy of showing off and punished the entire class by making them stand in formation for 30 minutes. After training, Xiami realized she had left her thermos on the basketball court. As she went to retrieve it, Fan Yuan approached her and handed it over, having picked it up earlier. Xiami was surprised that Fan Yuan remembered it was hers after only seeing it once. Fan Yuan explained that he had an even earlier memory of her, sparking Xiami's curiosity. However, before she could ask further, Wang Xiaoyu called her to join them for a meal. During lunch, while Wang Xiaoyu left to get food, Zhang Roxy sat across from Xiami to eat. He kept teasing her about eating too much and too quickly, which irritated Xiami. She picked up her tray and was about to leave when the dorm supervisor, Teacher Dai, arrived to check for food waste. Seeing Xiami's nearly full plate, Teacher Dai gave her a stern lecture. Fearing points might be deducted from the class, Xiami returned to her seat and finished everything on her plate. On the final night of military training, the school held a farewell party for the instructors. Zhang Roxy hosted Class 1's program, and the first game was a tongue twister challenge involving counting frogs. Xiami made a mistake and was asked to perform a talent as a penalty. Having no particular skill to showcase, she sang an old song, Good Luck Comes. Another class teased her for singing such an outdated song, but her entire class joined in and sang along with her, creating a lively and uplifting atmosphere that made Xiami feel proud and happy. After military training ended, the school introduced a mandatory morning run. Many students struggled to adapt, and Lin Rowley, whose shoes didn't fit well, developed painful blisters after a short distance. She wanted to rest, but was caught by Teacher Dai, who forced her to rejoin the run. Meanwhile, Zhang Roxy noticed that Xiami and several other girls were having a hard time keeping up and suggested slowing the pace for everyone. Back in the classroom, as they prepared for lessons, Fan Yuan gave Xiami a bottle of Wahaha AD calcium milk. Xiami asked about the unfinished conversation from before. Fan Yuan revealed that they had actually met years ago on a cruise in Guilin, and he had been deeply impressed by her back then. However, Xiami had no memory of the encounter. After hearing Fan Yuan's story, Xiami vaguely recalled playing with a little boy during a trip to Guilin when she was younger. However, she remembered the boy's name as Lu Qiang, so she assumed Fan Yuan was making up the story. During the break after math class, the teacher asked everyone to place their homework notebooks on the podium, and Fan Yuan, as the class monitor, was tasked with organizing them to submit to the office. While Fan Yuan was sorting the notebooks, Xie Yuhan offered to help. Later, when the homework was graded, the teacher noticed Xiami's notebook was missing. Fan Yuan asked Xiami if she had forgotten to hand it in, but Xiami was certain she had submitted it. After checking her bag, she surprisingly found it inside. Suspecting a prank, Xiami glanced around and saw Xie Yuhan and Zhang Roxy chatting nearby, with Zhang Roxy even making a playful face. After eye exercises, Fan Yuan asked everyone to write down their favorite movie for a future film class, where one recommendation would be selected for the whole class to watch. Xiami wrote, First Love, a little thing called love, and Fan Yuan carefully collected the submissions. Later, as Xiami asked Lin Roli about something, she noticed Xie Yuhan and Zhang Ruoxi chatting outside the window. Thinking they might be talking about the prank, Xiami moved closer to eavesdrop. Just as she was about to leave the classroom, a boy accidentally bumped into her, causing her to awkwardly kneel in front of Zhang Roxy. Luckily, Zhang Roxy pretended not to notice and acted as if nothing had happened. Xiami confronted Zhang Roxy about hiding her notebook. Zhang Roxy quickly explained that he wouldn't do something so childish. His natural demeanor convinced Xiami that he wasn't lying, but she still warned him to stay away from her, claiming he brought bad luck every time they met. One morning on their way to school, Xiao Juni stopped Zhang Roxy and insisted on walking together while carrying several breakfast orders. As a result, both of them were late by 1 minute. Teacher Dai, however, made a big deal out of it and punished the entire class by making them run laps. Xiami and Lin Ruli lagged behind, so Zhang Roxy helped push Xiami forward, and seeing this, Fan Yuan also helped Lin Roli finish the laps. Back in the classroom, Xiao Juni charged the boarding students a delivery fee for the breakfast he had brought. Xiami bought a spicy hot pot meal, but was surprised when Wang Xiaoyu criticized Xiaojuni for breaking class rules. Fan Yuan also stepped in to mediate, and Xiaojuni reluctantly returned Xiami's money. During morning reading, Xiami couldn't resist sneaking bites of her spicy hot pot. Fan Yuan, standing at the podium, noticed her behavior but didn't call her out. A moment later, teacher Dai passed by. Spotting this, Zhang Roxy quickly sat at Fan Yuan's seat to block the view, and Fan Yuan moved to stand in front of Xiami's desk to shield her. After teacher Dai left, Fan Yuan confiscated Xiami's spicy hot pot. Thinking Zhang Roxy was trying to get her in trouble, Xiami plotted revenge by gifting him a bottle of carbonated cola. When Zhang Roxy pretended he couldn't open the bottle, Liu Dayu happened to walk by, snatched the bottle, and opened it, only to have the soda spray all over him. After lunch, Xiami returned to her desk and found it covered in trash. Wang Xiaoyu believed the day students were responsible, singling out Xiaojuni as their representative. Xiaojuni argued back, but neither side had evidence, leading to a heated argument before class resumed. During a class meeting, Fan Yuan proposed stricter classroom cleaning measures. He divided the tasks into slips of paper and had everyone draw one at random. As Zhang Roxy passed by Xiami's seat, he tried to explain that he hadn't left the trash on her desk, but Xiami refused to believe him. While cleaning, Wang Xiaoyu suggested dividing the class into two groups, boarding students and day students. Xiami joined in on the idea enthusiastically. During the evening self-study session, Zhang Roxy passed a note to Xiami, but she didn't see it. After class, Zhang Roxy tried to talk to her but was dragged away by Xie Yuhan. Suspecting the two were plotting against her again, Xiami convinced Lin Ruli to follow them. Xiami followed Xie Yuhan and Zhang Roxy to the small park on campus, where she overheard Xie Yuhan telling a boy to stop pestering her. The boy seemed awkward, sometimes mistaking Zhang Roxy for Xie Yuhan's older brother and other times for an uncle. Xiami, watching from the side, couldn't bear it anymore. She tossed her bag to Lin Ruli and ran over to help, dramatically pretending to cry and act like a third party had intruded on her relationship. The boy, seeing through the act, explained that he had staged this scene because Xie Yuhan had hurt his friend's feelings in the past. Not long after, Fan Yuan passed by, overhearing the group whispering. Just as he was about to approach and ask, Teacher Dai appeared, and everyone scattered in different directions like startled birds. Back at the dorm, Zhang Roxy sent Xiami a text asking if she got caught. Just as Xiami picked up her phone to reply, the dorm manager spotted her during the inspection and confiscated her phone. Frustrated, Xiami couldn't help but feel that Zhang Roxy was a jinx in her life. The next day, Wang Xiaoyu asked Xiami to write a challenge letter to the day students. Xiami thought it was making a mountain out of a molehill, but seeing how serious Wang Xiaoyu was, she reluctantly put on a bold demeanor and wrote the letter. Wang Xiaoyu delivered the challenge to Xiao Juni, who consulted Zhang Roxi about it. Zhang Roxi thought the challenge was unnecessary, but after being provoked repeatedly by Wang Xiaoyu, Xiao Juni decided to accept it on his own. When the math test results were released, both Zhang Roxi and Fan Yuan scored full marks. Xiami was stunned. How could Zhang Roxi, who spent all his time on the basketball court, achieve such a score? She could only complain about how unfair life was. After class, Zhang Roxi gave her an inspirational bookmark, and Xiami started to feel like Zhang Roxi might not be such a bad person after all. As they were talking, several classmates rushed to the playground, announcing that the boarders and day students were competing in a match. The match was a human caterpillar race where each team rode an inflatable caterpillar. The day students easily won the first round, leaving Wang Xiaoyu indignant and insisting on a best of three. When Zhang Roxi and Xiami arrived at the playground, they found both sides arguing heatedly. Zhang Roxi stepped in to mediate, and they agreed to restart the match to decide the winner. Xiami joined the boarders' team, taking the lead in chanting the rhythm. Near the finish line, the day students lost coordination, and one of their members fell, causing a delay that allowed the boarders to win the round. With each side having one victory, tensions remained high. Someone proposed settling the competition with academic scores, and this time, no one objected. Although the boarders had top students like Fan Yuan and Tian Jarong, Xiami's poor math scores made her a concern for the team. Back in the classroom, Wang Xiaoyu immediately created a study plan for Xiami. She confiscated her magazines and novels, promising her some free time for each completed practice test. Remembering the ridicule she had faced for her poor grades, Xiami resolved to give it her all. Seeing how stressed Xiami was about studying, Zhang Roxi borrowed her favorite magazine from the library and gave it to her. Unfortunately, Liu Dayu noticed and reported it to Wang Xiaoyu, who, along with Fan Yuan, scolded Xiami for befriending the enemy. Panicked, Xiami quickly returned the magazine and swore never to betray the boarders. Fan Yuan prepared to show Xiami's favorite movie during self-study, only to discover that Zhang Ruoxi liked the same film. As the movie played in class, Xiami was still busy taking notes. Xiami didn't relax for a single moment, even reciting vocabulary while walking to and from class. One day, she ran into her old middle school classmate, Jiang Li, who was shocked to see that someone like Xiami, who she thought had no academic talent, had made it into the top high school. Jiang Li kept calling Xiami by her old nickname, which annoyed Lin Roli. Noticing Jiang Li's manicured nails, Lin Roli threatened to report her to the school office, scaring her away. However, when Xiami returned to the classroom, her old nickname had already spread like wildfire among the students. Juni led a group of classmates in mocking Xiami by loudly calling her old middle school nickname. Before long, they also dragged Wang Xiaoyu into the teasing. Despite Wang Xiaoyu's repeated attempts to stop them, Xiao Juni became even more excessive. At that moment, Fan Yuan and Zhang Roxi walked into the classroom and sternly reprimanded Xiao Juni, demanding that he apologize to Xiami. Xiao Juni refused, arguing that he hadn't physically hurt anyone and therefore hadn't broken any class rules. Fan Yuan responded that ridiculing classmates still warranted disciplinary action. Zhang Roxi didn't waste time arguing. He simply held Xiao Juni's head and forced him to bow to Xiami as an apology. Later, Xiami was sitting alone in the small park, trying to calm herself. Fan Yuan showed up with a small portion of fried chicken to comfort her. Xiami said she had long since stopped caring about outside criticism and, in fact, felt happy to have met so many classmates who genuinely cared about her. Her only frustration was that her academic performance still hadn't improved. Meanwhile, Zhang Roxi brought Xiaojuni to the school track and challenged him to a 100-meter sprint. This was Xiaojuni's strong suit. He had even broken his middle school record. Confidently, Xiaojuni told Zhang Roxi not to regret it if he lost. After the race, Zhang Roxi narrowly beat Xiaojuni, leaving him in disbelief. Zhang Roxi seemed like a jack of all trades, not only excelling academically but also outperforming in sports. Impressed, Xiao Juni finally accepted defeat and sincerely apologized to Xiami. To prepare for Teachers' Day, Xiami designed a poster and planned for each classmate to write a message to the teachers. She asked Xiaojuni to gather signatures and messages from the day students, promising to let the nickname incident slide in return. Xiaojuni happily accepted the task. Xiami also had a submission deadline for a magazine article. After finishing the draft, she left it on her desk. When Zhang Roxy passed by, he accidentally knocked the paper to the ground, dirtying it. Xiami explained that it was the last day to send the submission, and if it wasn't mailed that day, all her hard work would go to waste. Feeling responsible, Zhang Roxy took the soiled draft back to his desk and rewrote it neatly during math class. He was almost caught by the teacher, but luckily he avoided punishment by correctly answering a question on the spot. When the weekend arrived, the boarders gradually returned home. But Siami noticed that Lin Rule hadn't gone home for several weeks. After some probing, Lin Role admitted that her parents lived in Beijing, and going home meant returning to an empty house. She preferred staying at school. Zhang Ruoxi offered to escort Siami home, and on the way, helped her mail her manuscript. After the break, Siami continued to struggle with her studies, which left her feeling discouraged. Noticing this, Fan Yuan offered to tutor her. Thrilled, Xiami agreed, and after school, the two left the classroom together. However, Zhang Roxy and Xie Yuhan spotted them acting sneakily and decided to follow them. Wang Xiaoyu and Xiao Juni soon joined the impromptu surveillance. Fan Yuan brought Xiami to an unused art studio that was quiet and serene, instantly appealing to her. He explained that he and Zhang Roxy had discovered the room and spent considerable effort cleaning it up, turning it into their secret study spot. As they spoke, Zhang Roxy arrived with several other classmates, declaring that if Fan Yuan was offering tutoring, everyone should benefit. When the session began, Fan Yuan carefully explained topics from multiple angles. Xiami didn't always understand on the first try, and when she had questions, Zhang Roxy would step in to assist Fan Yuan in explaining. Occasionally, when Xiami wanted to ask Fan Yuan for help, Zhang Roxy would rush to her side before she had the chance. Fan Yuan, noticing Zhang Roxy's enthusiasm, chose not to comment on it. Finally, it was time for the monthly exams. Xiami and Xiaojuni, both determined to prove themselves after the earlier challenge letter, gave it their all. During the test, Xiao Juni tried passing a note to another boy. However, as Liu Dayu stretched to yawn, the note was accidentally intercepted and fell onto Xiami's desk. Just as she was about to open it, the invigilator noticed and confiscated both the note and her test paper. After class, Xiami went to the office to explain. The teacher showed her that the answers on the note matched hers exactly and were all correct. Though this made Siami feel a bit pleased, as it showed her recent hard work was paying off, the teacher remained suspicious and gave her another test to complete on the spot. If her accuracy was high, it would prove she hadn't cheated. Fan Yuan came to the office to vouch for Siami and even helped her solve a challenging question that was beyond the syllabus. Seeing the camaraderie among the students, the math teacher was reassured and believed Siami's innocence. As they left the office, Xiami repeatedly thanked Fan Yuan. However, Zhang Roxy, standing nearby, felt annoyed that Xiami didn't acknowledge his earlier support. Noticing this, Xiami casually and playfully thanked Zhang Roxy as well, leading to their usual bickering exchange, something that seemed to happen every time they met. Xiao Juni also apologized sincerely to Xiami for the trouble caused by the note passing incident, though Xiami had already let it go. When the results of the first monthly exam were announced, the homeroom teacher declared that their class ranked first in the grade. Xiami was specifically praised for her significant progress. The school then organized a basketball-friendly match, with Class 1 playing against Class 7. Before the game began, Zhang Li saw Xiami and began mocking her again, but Xiami, now emotionally stronger, brushed it off without a second thought. Xiao Juni, determined to win for the day students, refused to let any boarders, including the skilled Fan Yuan and Liu Dayu, join the team. At the start of the match, Class 1 struggled with passing, relying solely on Zhang Roxy to score points. Midway through, Xiao Juni's poor passing led to Zhang Roxy getting injured. Despite this, Zhang Roxy refused to leave the court. Fan Yuan joined the game and, working in perfect harmony with Zhang Roxy, began to close the score gap. During the halftime break, Liu Dayu volunteered to join the game, and other boarders stepped in as substitutes. In the second half, Class 1 quickly turned the tide. With just 10 seconds left, Zhang Roxy scored a three-pointer, narrowly defeating Class 7. The cheerleaders erupted in celebration. As Zhang Roxy caught sight of Xiami's joyful expression, he found himself unable to look away. Meanwhile, Xiami slipped out of the sports field unnoticed. Fan Yuan helped Zhang Roxy back to the classroom, advising him to conserve his energy for the next day's game and to give Fan Yuan more opportunities to score. He then called over 3 other boys to carry Zhang Roxy to a shady spot to rest. Xiami brought ice cream for everyone and urged Zhang Roxy to visit the infirmary for proper treatment. Zhang Roxy, however, felt it was unnecessary. Seeing how much Xiami cared for Zhang Roxy made Fan Yuan feel a bit uncomfortable. Between classes, Xiami returned to the dormitory to grab some spare bandages for Zhang Roxy. Touched by Xiami's thoughtfulness, Zhang Roxy felt even more motivated and energized. That evening, Wang Xiaoyu noticed that the Class 2 cheerleaders had prepared an elaborate routine. Determined not to be outdone, she found a quirky dance online to perform during the next day's game. Xiami, however, felt self-conscious about her hairstyle, worrying it looked too plain and would embarrass the class. Lin Rowley stepped in and braided a few small plaits for her, boosting her confidence. Before the match, Wang Xiaoyu dragged Xie Yuhan to join her dance routine. Though reluctant at first, Xie Yuhan agreed after Wang Xiaoyu mentioned that Fan Yuan would be watching and might be impressed. After the energetic performance, Zhang Roxy complimented Xiami on her new hairstyle. Fan Yuan also tried to greet Xiami, but Xie Yuhan intercepted him and started chatting. Qin Ziyang, Class 2's star player, had a history of conflicts with Fan Yuan. When the game began, Qin Ziyang quickly realized that Class 1 was formidable. He conspired with his teammates to use dirty tactics. First, they intentionally struck Fan Yuan's chin, then targeted Zhang Roxy's injured knee, prompting the referee to call a stop to the game. Xie Yuhan had recorded Qin Ziyang's unsportsmanlike behavior on video. Xiami argued persuasively with the referee, who then issued a stern warning to Qin Ziyang prohibiting further violations. Class 1 faced off against Class 7 in an intense basketball match. The score remained close throughout the game, but thanks to Zhang Roxy's final three-pointer, Class 1 narrowly clinched the victory. The boys lifted Zhang Roxy up and tossed him into the air repeatedly to celebrate, while the cheerleaders came forward to congratulate the team. Xiami, squeezed into the crowd, cheered along excitedly. However, as she was shouting, a basketball flew over from a distance. Although she tried to dodge, she ended up twisting her ankle and collapsed to the ground. Everyone rushed over to check on Xiami. Fan Yuan prepared to carry her to the infirmary, but Xie Yuhan pushed him aside. Then, Zhang Roxy came running, pushed Xie Yuhan out of the way, and immediately carried Xiami on his back to the infirmary. The school nurse advised Xiami to rest for a few days and avoid going to the basketball court to watch matches. Lunchtime became especially lonely for her as she was alone in the classroom. Lin Rowley offered to quit the cheerleading team to stay and accompany her, but Xiami refused, not wanting to weaken the class's morale. Fan Yuan brought Xiami some snacks, which surprised her. She had thought Fan Yuan would bring her study materials to help her get ahead academically, but seeing the snacks made her even happier. Meanwhile, Zhang Roxy, knowing that Xiami missed the action on the basketball court, gifted her a pair of binoculars. During the next match, every time Zhang Roxy scored, he waved at Xiami's classroom window, where she was watching with her binoculars. By the end of the game, Class 1 had decisively won the championship. After a round of celebrations, the homeroom teacher successfully petitioned the school to cancel evening study sessions for the day. Afterward, Zhang Roxy asked Xiami for a reward. Unsure of what to do, Xiami asked him what he wanted. Zhang Roxy suggested she cook him a meal, pointing out that his parents would be away over the weekend. giving her a perfect chance to show off her cooking skills at his house. Over the weekend, Siami arrived at Jang Roxy's house on time. Jang Roxy had prepared a fridge full of ingredients. Xiami decided to cook braised pork belly. However, as she poured oil into the pan, she slipped and fell. In the nick of time, Jang Roxy rushed over and cushioned her fall. After cleaning up, Jang Roxy took over cutting the meat while Xiami tried to heat the oil again. This time, she accidentally added cold water to the hot oil, causing it to splatter everywhere. Once again, Jang Roxy stepped in to handle the situation. When the meal was finally done, Jang Roxy's hands were covered in blisters from burns. Xiami felt deeply guilty. She had hoped to complete the dish on her own, but it had turned out to be Jang Roxy who saved the day. Although he claimed he didn't know how to cook, Jang Roxy was clearly more skilled than Xiami. After the meal, Xiami's mom came to pick her up. Jang Roxy took the opportunity to praise Xiami enthusiastically to her mother. Xiami later went shopping with Lin Roli. The two spotted the same bracelet and both liked it. Xiami let Lin Roli have it, but after paying, Lin Roli immediately placed the bracelet on Xiami's wrist instead. Touched, Xiami became emotional. Ever since middle school, when some classmates mocked her, she had always gone shopping alone. Having Linroli not only accompany her but also share something she liked made Siami tear up with gratitude. The two continued shopping for accessories and planned to take some photo booth pictures afterward. Siami realized she had left her backpack at the accessory store and went back to retrieve it. While waiting outside, Linrole suddenly spotted a familiar face and hurriedly ran into the restroom to hide. The man followed and stood outside the restroom, calling out, Lin Jinfeng. Lin Role stayed silent, only emerging after she was sure he had left. She didn't mention the encounter to Xiami. Afterward, the two took many photo booth pictures together. Later, Xiao Juni invited the group to play a game of real-life laser tag. Xiami cut her bangs for the occasion, but Zhang Roxy commented that her previous hairstyle looked better. He even playfully messed up her new hair. Meanwhile, Xiao Juni and Wang Xiaoyu bickered and joked around. When Jie Yuhan arrived, she noticed that Zhang Ruoxi and Xiami were both wearing denim jackets, making them look like a couple in matching outfits. Before the game began, everyone split into two teams. Zhang Roxi and Xiami were on one team, while Fan Yuan and Xie Yuhan were on the other. Liu Daiyu ended up being used as a human shield by Wang Xiaoyu and was quickly eliminated. Xiao Juni and Wang Xiaoyu then turned on each other, leaving only Zhang Roxi, Xiami, Fan Yuan and Xie Yuhan in the game. Zhang Roxy and Xiami hid inside a van to avoid being discovered, squeezing close together in the cramped space. The proximity made both of them blush as an unspoken tension began to surface. Suddenly, a bug crawled onto Zhang Roxy's neck. Xiami quickly caught it, but Zhang Roxy, terrified of the bug, screamed loudly. This gave away their position and attracted Fan Yuan, who was immediately hit. Xiami then used Zhang Roxy as a shield to take out Fan Yuan, feeling quite proud of herself. However, before she could celebrate for long, Xie Yuhan, hiding nearby, hit Xiami and eliminated her. After the game ended, everyone was still full of energy and decided to continue playing at the arcade. Zhang Roxy and Fan Yuan competed against each other on a gaming machine, while Xiami and Lin Ruli watched. Fan Yuan quickly won the game, and the two began tallying their scores, realizing this marked the 50th time Fan Yuan had beaten Zhang Roxy. Xiami and Lin Ruli couldn't help but admire their childhood friendship. When leaving the arcade, Fan Yuan decided to take a taxi home. Lin Roli mentioned that she lived near the school and was heading in the same direction, so they shared a ride. Meanwhile, Zhang Roxy and Xiami originally planned to head home separately, but after Xiami boarded the bus, Zhang Roxy deliberately got on at the next stop. They spent the ride chatting and laughing. When Zhang Roxy learned that Xiami had to ride more than 10 stops, he shared his earphones with her so they could listen to music together. Toward the end of the ride, he pretended to fall asleep, giving Xiami a chance to sneak a medal-shaped trinket into his backpack. When Lin Role got off near the school, she asked Fan Yuan to cover the taxi fare for her. Fan Yuan didn't mind, explaining that the cost would have been the same even if he had been riding alone. After getting out of the taxi, Lin Roli didn't go home, but instead called her mom to say she would be staying at school for the weekend and would return home the following week. The next day in class, many students were visibly tired. It wasn't until Liu Dayu let out a loud fart that the classroom atmosphere lightened up and everyone laughed quietly. After class, the homeroom teacher, Chao Yun, informed Fan Yuan that he had been chosen to represent the class in the citywide trivia competition. Later, Fan Yuan sat alone in front of the school building, looking troubled. Xiami noticed and went to ask what was wrong. Fan Yuan explained that while he appreciated the teacher's trust, carrying everyone's expectations felt like a heavy burden. Xiami comforted him, saying it was better to be trusted than disliked. She also offered to help him prepare. Meanwhile, the homeroom teacher informed Zhang Roxy that the school was planning to shoot a promotional video and wanted him to play the lead male role, knowing he had experience in advertising. Zhang Roxy agreed and casually recommended Xiami for the female lead. Lin Roli, who happened to be in the office submitting her homework, overheard and eagerly volunteered to be Zhang Roxy's partner, claiming she also had experience with promotional videos. When Xiami went to the library to help Fan Yuan gather materials, Zhang Roxy stopped her and told her about the recommendation for the female lead role. Xiami excitedly shared that one of her magazine submissions had made it through the first round of selection. The two were playfully bickering about their achievements when Teacher Dai caught them. Zhang Roxy quickly grabbed Xiami's hand and pulled her toward the classroom to escape. In her panic, Xiami accidentally left one of her shoes behind, so Zhang Roxy simply carried her on his back and kept running. Roxy carried Shami on his back and ran into the laboratory to hide. Teacher Dai soon appeared in the hallway holding the missing shoe. Zhang Roxy quickly removed one of his own shoes and gave it to Xiami to wear. He then planned to distract Teacher Dai, giving Xiami a chance to escape. After running out for a while, Zhang Roxy returned to the laboratory only to find that Xiami hadn't left yet. Realizing they would soon be discovered if they stayed any longer, he grabbed Xiami and ran to the dance studio. Suddenly, Xiami remembered her promise to meet Fan Yuan at the library, so she hurried back to the classroom. When Zhang Roxy and Xiami returned to the classroom looking disheveled, Fan Yuan immediately noticed Xiami wearing one of Zhang Roxy's shoes. He quickly figured out that their relationship was getting closer and felt uneasy about it. However, he told them to rest in the classroom and suggested going to the library another day. Fan Yuan later sat alone by the sports field. Chin Ziyang, who heard that Fan Yuan was participating in the trivia competition, insisted on challenging him to a match. Chin declared that if Fan Yuan lost, he should give up his spot in the competition. Reluctantly, Fan Yuan was dragged away by Chin. The next morning during homeroom, Zhang Roxy and Xiami bumped into each other again. As students were heading to class, Teacher Dai stopped everyone and held up the shoe he had found the previous day, asking each student if it belonged to them. Zhang Roxy quietly reminded Xiami that Teacher Dai hadn't seen their faces clearly and urged her not to admit anything. Just as Teacher Dai was questioning everyone, Xiao Juni and Wang Xiaoyu passed by, playfully arguing. Teacher Dai seized the opportunity to scold them as an example, allowing Zhang Roxy and Xiami to escape scrutiny. Back in class, Fan Yuan remained quiet. Xiami, unaware that both boys liked her, thought he was upset about her missing their library plans. She asked him if he had received the bottle of AD calcium milk she left on his desk. Seeing Xiami so attentive to him, Fan Yuan's mood brightened, and he agreed to meet her at the library at noon. Xiami even invited Lin Roli to help out. At the library, Xiami climbed a ladder to reach some books, but accidentally slipped. Lin Roli quickly positioned herself beneath Xiami to break her fall, and Zhang Roxy immediately ran over to support both of them. As Lin Roli gazed at Zhang Roxy's clear, handsome face, her heart raced. Meanwhile, Xiami, oblivious to the tension, casually assigned all the book sorting tasks to Zhang Roxy. While searching, Xiami stumbled upon a romance novel and became engrossed in reading it. When Zhang Roxy caught her, she hastily explained that she had just picked it up. Zhang Roxy jokingly pretended to be an overbearing CEO, and Xiami played along, engaging in a mock dialogue. The playful banter was interrupted when Fan Yuan and Lin Ruli noticed them. Feeling awkward, they quickly walked away. On the day of the competition, Xiami ran into her old neighbor Lu Ziming on her way to Luxiang University. Meanwhile, the taxi carrying Fan Yuan broke down with a flat tire. Zhang Roxy borrowed Lu Ziming's bike and pedaled furiously to pick up Fan Yuan, ensuring they arrived just in time. After the competition, Fan Yuan emerged from the venue looking confident. Zhang Roxy immediately guessed that his results would be excellent. Fan Yuan thanked both Zhang Roxy and Xiami for helping him gather materials. As they were chatting, Lu Zeming reappeared and Xiami introduced him to the group. Upon learning that Lu Zeming had tutored Xiami in the past, both Zhang Roxy and Fan Yuan felt uncomfortable and refrained from engaging with him. Back at school, Xiami's essay was awarded a top prize, and her submission to a magazine was also selected for publication. Zhang Roxy shared in her joy. During class, the homeroom teacher announced the cast for the school's promotional video, Zhang Roxy and Lin Ruli. Some classmates whispered that they made a great pair, even noting how their names rhymed. Sitting at her desk, Xiami felt awkward. She had been confident about getting the role, but realized she had overestimated herself. After class, she ran to the sports field in the rain to clear her mind. By the time she returned to the dormitory, the rain had stopped. Zhang Ruoxi was waiting downstairs. After drying her hair, Xiami went to meet him. The two walked to a quiet grove on campus. Knowing that Xiami was upset about not being chosen as the female lead, Zhang Ruoxi had crafted a handmade crown to cheer her up. His thoughtful gesture brought a smile to her face. Role met with the director alongside Zhang Ruoxi. Upon returning to the dormitory, she told Xiami that the meeting went very well. Zhang Roxy had been attentive and considerate throughout, and their cooperation felt seamless. Xiami, feeling a bit envious, picked up the handmade crown Zhang Roxy had given her for comfort. On the day of the recording, Lin Roli was stopped repeatedly by the director, who thought her expressions were too stiff and lacked the liveliness of a student. Xiami, sitting in the audience, made silly faces to cheer Lin Roli up and help her smile more naturally. Following Lin Roli's gaze, the director noticed Xiami's bright and genuine smile and immediately called her on stage to demonstrate for Lin Roli. Xiami's performance on stage was natural and confident. The director asked Lin Roli to emulate Xiami's expressions for the next take. During a break before resuming the recording, Zhang Roxy and Xiami were laughing and chatting in the lab. Lin Roli, intending to remind Zhang Roxy about the time, entered the room. Xiami accidentally bumped into a beaker, causing it to shatter on the floor. Lin Roli reached out to pick up the glass shards, intentionally cutting her finger, hoping to gauge Zhang Roxy's concern for her. However, Zhang Roxy didn't seem to care, while Xiami hurriedly went to buy a bandage. Fan Yuan stepped in to help clean up the broken glass. After the promotional video was completed, several classmates commented on how well Zhang Roxy and Lin Ruli suited each other, both in appearance and temperament. Unwilling to listen, Xiami walked to the sports field to clear her head. Zhang Ruoxi chased after her, explaining the difference between acting and real life, and once again found a way to cheer her up. Lin Ruli was approached by a man at the school gate who demanded money from her. She claimed she only had enough for meals, but the man didn't believe her and continued to pester her. Just then, Xiami exited the school and saw Lin Ruli being harassed. She stepped in to help, but Lin Ruli quickly handed the man 50 yuan to make him leave. When Xiami suggested calling the police, Lin Roli grabbed her arm and told her not to interfere further. Later, Lin Roli apologized for her harsh tone, though Xiami didn't take it to heart. Back on campus, the notice board displayed photos of Zhang Roxy and Xiami. Jealous, Lin Roli defaced Xiami's photo with a pen. The next day, a group of students gathered around the notice board, whispering about the vandalized photo. Lin Roli falsely accused Zhang Li from class 7, but Xiami brushed it off as unimportant. To comfort Xiami, Zhang Roxy also scribbled on his own photo until it was unrecognizable. As the students prepared for the division between arts and sciences classes, Zhang Roxy asked Xiami about her choice. Fan Yuan guessed that Xiami would definitely choose arts, while Zhang Roxy wanted to choose the same stream as Xiami. When asked about his choice, Zhang Roxy said he hadn't decided yet. Meanwhile, Liu Dayu and Xiaojuni were also worried about the upcoming division. They casually mentioned that Qin Ziyang always lost to Fan Yuan, which Qin overheard. Frustrated, Qin issued another challenge to Class 1. Class 1 wasn't intimidated, and Xiami wrote a reply to the challenge on their behalf. When the two classes confronted each other in the hallway, they were caught by Teacher Dai, who gave everyone a stern lecture. After a small English quiz, Xiami's poor performance motivated her to focus on science and math subjects. Both Zhang Roxy and Fan Yuan offered their notes to help her study, and Lin Ruli also shared her English notes. In return, Xiami shared her Chinese notes with them. Inspired, Xiami came up with a plan to surpass Class 2 by collecting and distributing notes from the top students in each subject to everyone in their class. After an intense period of study, the results of the placement test were announced. Fan Yuan ranked first, Zhang Roxy second, and Qin Ziyang third. Class 1's average score was still higher than Class 2's, but Class 2 refused to accept defeat, vowing to overtake them in the future. Results of the placement test were announced, and Xiami had made significant progress, which made her happy. The next day, the class photo for the new divisions was scheduled to be taken. Xie Yuhan asked if they could choose their own shooting location. Fan Yuan explained that all the class photos were taken in front of the teaching building and that Director Dai was strict, so exceptions were unlikely. Xiami suggested wearing their favorite outfits for the photo, which made Fan Yuan hesitant. Zhang Roxy stepped in and assured them he could handle the teacher, forcing Fan Yuan to reluctantly agree. Seeing Zhang Roxy stand up for Xiami, Lin Roli couldn't help feeling uneasy. That evening, Zhang Roxy was at home contemplating which stream to choose. Scrolling through his social media, he noticed that Xiami was dyeing her hair at a shop near her home. He rushed over to the salon and placed a wig on Xiami's head while she dozed off in the chair. When Xiami woke up, she was startled. Zhang Ruoxi learned that Xiami was dyeing her hair to deliberately go against her father and warned her that Director Dai would inspect everyone at the school gate the next day. He suggested using temporary dye for a bold look that could be washed out right after the photo shoot. In the end, he even dyed his hair the same color as hers. The next day, when they entered the classroom, they immediately became the center of attention. Wang Xiaoyu was so impressed with Xiami's boldness that she practically worshipped her. Lin Roli, suspecting that Zhang Roxy would follow Xiami into the arts stream, announced that she also planned to choose arts. Fan Yuan chose the science stream, leaving Xiami disappointed that she wouldn't be deskmates with him anymore. However, Fan Yuan reassured her, saying they could still study together at their secret base and that splitting into different streams wouldn't end their friendship. When it was time for the photo shoot, everyone wore their favorite outfits. Xiao Juni dressed as Bruce Lee, Liu Dayu sported a singer's ensemble, while Xie Yuhan and Lin Roli wore elegant dresses. Zhang Ruoxi chose a basketball uniform, and Xiami and Fan Yuan, as if coordinated, wore a hero and scholar themed outfit. Standing in front of the teaching building, they inevitably received a scolding from Director Dai. However, as he was lecturing, he suddenly had to rush away due to an upset stomach. Zhang Roxy and Xiaojuni laughed quietly. They had heard from the school nurse that Director Dai had been constipated recently and convinced Teacher Yang to add probiotics to his coffee. Taking advantage of the situation, Class 1 managed to snap plenty of photos during the break. After the shoot, several classmates went to chat by the artificial lake. Liu Dayu folded a paper airplane and made a wish before throwing it. The plane flew in a circle before landing at Lin Roli's feet. She deliberately stepped on it, but then pretended to apologize. Liu Dayu didn't mind, and others began imitating him. Fan Yuan wished to spend more time with his classmates. Lin Roli wished to be in the same class as Zhang Roxy. Zhang Roxy wished for Xiami's dreams to come true, while Xiami wished for everyone's wishes to be fulfilled. Back in the classroom, the students took turns writing in each other's memory books. Lin Roli wrote her address as being in a high-end neighborhood, lakeside community. Tianjarong mentioned that her aunt lived next door to Lin Roli's house and that she visited every weekend but had never seen Lin Roli there. Lin Roli became visibly nervous and quickly explained that she usually stayed home to study or sleep on weekends. Jang Roxy called Xiami from the classroom doorway, and the two went to their secret base. Jang Roxy presented a special memory book filled with photos of Xiami and moments they had shared together. Xiami was overjoyed but pretended to act indifferent. That evening, the group of four went to an amusement park and rode the Ferris wheel. Lin Rolei suggested that Xiami ride with Fan Yuan to cheer him up as he hadn't been in a good mood since the class division. However, as they were boarding, Zhang Roxy distracted everyone and quickly pulled Xiami into his cabin, locking the door. Fan Yuan had no choice but to ride with Lin Ruli, and the two sat in silence for the entire ride. As the Ferris wheel climbed higher, Xiami grew nervous. Zhang Roxy offered her a piece of chocolate to calm her down and revealed that he had chosen the arts stream because he wanted to apply to a film academy. Xiami teased him, saying that once he became a celebrity, he would have to give her his autograph first. On the bus ride home, Xiami doodled her and Zhang Roxy's names on a notebook. Zhang Roxy called her, keeping her company over the phone until she arrived home safely. Zhang Roxy began taking on more and more advertisements, often accompanied by Xiami. During a photo shoot on a grassy field, Xiami imagined herself as the female lead and daydreamed a bit. Suddenly, a cat approached her, startling her and causing her to run away. During a break, Zhang Roxy rushed to find Xiami and explained that the assistant director's cat had recently undergone a neutering procedure, which made it seem a bit aggressive. He then confided in her that working with an unfamiliar female lead made it hard for him to relax. To encourage him, Xiami gave him a heart shaped sticker, telling him he would quickly adapt. On their way home, they passed an old neighborhood and stopped at a small shop to buy drinks. Xiami noticed Lin Rolei posting photos of a vacation in Hainan on social media and excitedly left a comment. However, when she looked up, she saw Lin Rolei right in front of her, throwing out trash. It turned out that the Hainan trip was just a facade to maintain an image of wealth. The encounter was incredibly awkward for all of them. Xiami remarked that Lin Rolei must have her reasons for keeping up appearances. At Lin Rolei's house, her older brother Lin Jinlong was demanding money from their parents. When they refused, he barged into Lin Rolei's room and grabbed her piggy bank. Lin Rolei cried, accusing her parents of favoritism, but her drunken stepfather scolded her harshly. Her mother hurried to cook a meal for him, leaving both her and Lin Rolei voiceless in their own home. When summer break ended, Jung Roxy waited downstairs at Siami's building to walk her to school on the first day. The two entered the school gate, chatting and laughing, which did not go unnoticed by Fan Yunin and Lin Ruli, who both felt a pang of unhappiness. Later, Lin Rule handed out shell souvenirs, pretending they were from her Hainan vacation, as gifts to her friends. Siami chose not to expose her, while Zhang Roxy, seemingly indifferent, stayed glued to his phone. Siami quickly stepped in to accept the gift on Zhang Roxy's behalf. Meanwhile, Fan Yuan and Zhao Rui were assigned to a different class. Zhang Roxy and Xiami ended up as desk mates. Sitting at her new seat, Xiami noticed Lin Rolei's gloomy expression and grew concerned. Chao Yun continued as the homeroom teacher and announced that Zhang Roxy and Tian Jarong would be the new class monitors, with Xiao Juni and Tian Xiaoyu retaining their previous positions. At lunchtime, Xiami invited Lin Rolei to eat together, but Lin Rolei claimed she had a cold and wasn't hungry. Instead, she went alone to the playground. Seeing her unhappiness, Xiami followed her and comforted her, suggesting she try out for the school's broadcasting station, which was recruiting new members. During lunch, Fan Yuan came by to deliver notes to Xiami. Seeing she wasn't in the classroom, Zhang Roxy offered to pass them on, but Fan Yuan said there was still a chapter left to finish and promised to give them to her directly later. The next day, Zhang Roxy gave his math notes to Xiami. Seeing this, Lin Rolei also came over to borrow the notes. Xiami, not wanting to keep them to herself, lent them to Lin Rolei first. Fan Yuan then arrived from class 6 to deliver another set of notes to Xiami and even explained important points in detail. Taking advantage of the moment, Lin Rolei asked Zhang Roxy to help her with some problems, and although he couldn't refuse, His eyes stayed on Xiami the entire time. The school was preparing for an upcoming social dance party, and teacher Young was in charge of assigning dance partners. When Lynn Rowley handed in her English assignment, she volunteered to help with the groupings and made sure to pair herself with Zhang Roxy. During the dance class, teacher Young instructed everyone to exchange partners freely after a few moments. Zhang Roxy immediately pulled Xiami to his side, leaving Lin Rowley to pair with Fan Yuan. When the partners changed again, Zhang Roxy twirled his female partner and deliberately pulled Xiami back to his side. Meanwhile, Xie Yuhan took the opportunity to move to Fan Yuan's side, leaving Lin Rowley standing alone. When Zhao Rui tried to partner with Lin Rowley, she pretended to twist her ankle and fall. However, Zhang Roxy didn't even glance in her direction. After class, Xiami treated Lin Rowley to ice cream, and Lin Rowley asked Xiami to help arrange a dance practice session with Zhang Roxy. Xiami found Zhang Roxy in the reading room and conveyed Lin Rowley's request. Seeing Lin Rowley peeking in through the door, Zhang Roxy flatly refused. Later, Xiami received a payment for one of her submissions and, on her way upstairs, ran into Fan Yuan. She shared the good news with him and mentioned how she wasn't used to being in a different class from him. Xiami received her first payment for a published article and excitedly bragged to Lin Rowley about it. Meanwhile, Tianjarong reminded Lin Rowley to hand in the class fee, which had already been requested a few days earlier. Lin Rowley claimed she had forgotten to withdraw the money and promised to pay it in a couple of days. Seeing this, Xiami directly used her earnings to cover the fee for Lin Rowley. Lin Rowley felt increasingly insecure about her lack of money. Her brother, Lin Jinlong, called her again to demand money, threatening that if she didn't comply, he would have their father punish her mother. With no other choice, Lin Rowley handed over her only living expenses to Lin Jinlong. That evening, Wang Xiaoyu discovered that a significant amount of her face cream was missing. In the communal washing area, she casually asked Lin Rowley about it. Lin Rowley didn't dare admit anything. While Wang Xiaoyu was trying to narrow down who might have taken it, Zhang Li came in and mentioned that Xiami had a habit of stealing things back in middle school, suggesting she might be the culprit. Wang Xiaoyu, however, didn't believe it. After school, Tian Jarong placed the class fee in her notebook and was the last to leave the classroom. Later, Lin Rowley secretly took the money. Coupled with rumors about Xiami's alleged history of stealing in middle school, suspicion grew. The next day, when Tianjarong found the class fee missing, she immediately accused Xiami. To prove her innocence, Xiami quickly presented the magazine featuring her published work and her chat records with the editor. Teacher Chao intervened, urging Tianjarong not to jump to conclusions without solid evidence. After class, Zhang Roxy brought Xiami to their secret hideout, where he had created an elaborate chalkboard decoration to celebrate her first earnings. His intention was to cheer her up and distract her from the hurt caused by the misunderstanding. Though Xiami appreciated the effort, she was still determined to get to the bottom of the situation. Zhang Roxy suggested that the only people who knew about her article payment were himself, Fan Yuan, and anyone else Xiami might have told. However, Xiami refused to believe that Lin Rowley would frame her. Zhang Roxy devised a plan to investigate further. He tricked the staff in the surveillance room into leaving and, along with Fan Yuan and Xiami, reviewed the camera footage. They discovered that after Tianjarong left, only Lin Rowley appeared in the hallway. Unfortunately, part of the footage was missing. Meanwhile, Lin Rowley secretly returned the stolen class fee to Tianjarong's seat. When she saw Xiami, Zhang Roxy, and Fan Yuan approaching the classroom, Zhang Roxy directly asked her why she had told Tianjarong that Xiami had money. Lin Rowley stammered, struggling to answer. Xiami quickly stepped in to defuse the situation. At lunch, Lin Rowley felt too embarrassed to sit with Xiami. Not wanting her to feel isolated, Xiami actively sought her out and, to ease the tension, offered to use her article earnings to treat everyone to karaoke. Liu Dayu offered up his family's karaoke room. Seeing Lin Rowley visit his home made him ecstatic, but Lin Rowley showed no interest in him and barely acknowledged his presence. To liven the atmosphere, Xiami kept everyone engaged, and Zhang Roxy even sang a love song dedicated to her. The five of them ended the day with a group performance, thoroughly enjoying themselves. At school, Wang Xiaoyu was busy decorating for New Year's Day, and Xiami and Lin Rolei joined in to help hang small lanterns. After evening self study, Zhang Roxy insisted on taking Xiami outside. On the track field, he revealed that New Year's Day was also his birthday and expressed his hope to receive Xiami's gift first that day. Spotting a cement slope, Xiami decided to use it as a slide and ended up tearing her pants. Embarrassed, she sat on the ground and refused to move. Zhang Roxy took off his school jacket and tied it around Xiami's waist. He then brought her to the girls' restroom, where they secretly swapped pants. On their way back to the dorms, they were caught by Director Dai during a nightly inspection. The next day, Director Dai insisted on questioning whether the two were in an early romantic relationship and even threatened to call their parents. Just then, Lin Roley appeared, clutching his stomach and claiming severe pain. Distracted, Director Dai asked Siami and Zhang Roxy to help him to the infirmary. The diagnosis turned out to be a gastrointestinal allergy, and the doctor advised against greasy foods. Zhang Roxy offered to bring millet porridge for Lin Roley during their morning walk to school. The next 2 days, Zhang Roxy helped Lin Roley clean the designated area in the mornings. Lin Roley was thrilled, but Zhang Roxy quickly clarified that he was doing it because she had helped him out once before, asking her not to overthink it. Some classmates started gossiping that Zhang Roxy and Lin Roley made a good pair, and Xiami happened to overhear. To be the first to give Zhang Roxy a birthday gift, Xiami stayed up late, making a handmade card. Since she was on cleaning duty the next morning and worried she wouldn't be able to hand it to him first, she placed the card in his desk drawer in advance. The next morning, Zhang Roxy arrived at school early with the same goal of being the first to give Xiami his card. He ran into Xiao Juni, who insisted on seeing the card Zhang Roxy had made. Xiao Juni snatched it, held it high, and started reading out the wishes written on it. In their struggle, the card fell to the ground and another student accidentally stepped on it, leaving a dirty footprint. Furious, Zhang Roxy scolded Xiao Juni harshly. When Zhang Roxy arrived in the classroom, Xiami was still finishing her cleaning duties. He sat at his desk and began receiving cards from classmates, casually collecting Xiami's along with the others. Fan Yuan had prepared a card for Xiami as well, and since she wasn't in the classroom, he placed it on her desk. When Zhang Roxy went to fetch water, Xiami returned to the classroom after finishing her duties. Fan Yuan asked if she had received his card, and Xiami guessed Zhang Roxy must have taken it to tease her. When Zhang Roxy came back, he found out that Xiami had already given him her card the night before. This made him very happy. Because the card he had originally prepared for Xiami was stepped on and ruined, Zhang Roxy quickly made a new one and handed it to her, which delighted her. Just as Lin Roley walked into the classroom and saw them smiling at each other, she felt an overwhelming urge to tear apart the gift she had prepared for Xiami. Later, Xiao Juni was caught climbing over a wall and punished by Director Dai, who made him stand as punishment. Wang Xiaoyu passed by and mocked him. Xiao Juni explained that he was caught while trying to return the damaged card to Zhang Roxy. Lin Roley wanted to ask more, but teacher Chao intervened, telling Xiao Juni to go eat and that the punishment was over. At the New Year's Eve party, Zhang Roxy performed a song on the guitar, earning enthusiastic applause from the audience. Afterward, his class, Year 1 Class 6, celebrated his birthday. Xiao Juni suggested playing Truth or Dare to liven up the atmosphere. As the birthday boy, Zhang Roxy was asked to answer first. The question was about whose gift he liked the most. Realizing his answer would upset others, Zhang Roxy suggested switching to a dare. Xiao Juni drew a card that dared him to solve a Rubik's Cube in 15 seconds or run around the classroom without clothes. Zhang Roxy, being skilled at solving Rubik's Cube since elementary school, completed the task in just 10 seconds. As the party was about to end, Xiami prepared to give him another gift. However, Lin Roley suddenly stepped between them and presented Zhang Roxy with a handmade scarf. Zhang Roxy hesitated to accept it, but feeling it would be impolite to refuse, he reluctantly took it. Seeing Lin Roley's enthusiasm, Xiami felt embarrassed and decided against giving her gift. As the other classmates continued to give Zhang Roxy their gifts, Xiami ran to the track field, feeling dejected. Zhang Roxy, surrounded by the crowd, couldn't leave to follow her. Lin Rolei, however, went after Xiami and, ignoring her sadness, excitedly talked about the scarf she had given Zhang Roxy. After a while, Fan Yuan joined them on the track field. Lin Rolei then suggested that Fan Yuan comfort Xiami while she returned to the classroom, hoping to get some alone time with Zhang Roxy. When Lin Rolei saw Zhang Roxy, she told him that Xiami and Fan Yuan were taking a walk together. However, Zhang Roxy had already figured out her intentions and warned her not to take advantage of Xiami's kindness to do anything excessive. He added that Xiami wasn't naive. She simply chose not to believe the worst about others. Meanwhile, it began to rain on the track field. Fan Yuan took off his school jacket to shield Xiami from the rain. When Zhang Roxy arrived, he found Xiami crying. Fan Yuan eventually convinced her to return to the dormitory. Back in the dormitory, Xiami didn't say a word to Lin Rolei, and Zhang Roxy, having been caught in the rain, developed a fever the next day. During computer class, Wang Xiaoyu reserved seats for Xiami and Lin Rolei, but the two didn't end up sitting together. When Zhang Roxy saw an empty seat next to Xiami, he quickly took it. Xiami ignored him and changed seats again. Zhang Roxy left a message for Xiami on the computer, but she didn't even look at it and simply turned off the computer to read a book. After class, Xiami ran to the secret base and repeatedly wrote the names of the four good friends on the blackboard. Zhang Roxy followed behind, trying to cheer her up. Fan Yuan saw them from the classroom door but didn't interrupt. Zhang Roxy walked Xiami to the dormitory and kept trying to find something to talk about to stay a little longer. He told Xiami that he had convinced his parents to let him apply to a film academy and that he had already signed up for an acting training course during the winter break. Xiami admired Zhang Roxy for having such a clear goal at such a young age, while she still hadn't figured out her direction. Zhang Roxy suggested that she apply to a university in Beijing with him, saying that with a year left before the college entrance exams, there was still time to catch up on knowledge. Xiami agreed, and Zhang Roxy promised to make a study plan for her when he got home. Just then, Lin Rolei saw them together and felt uneasy. Fan Yuan was reading in the library, holding a wooden sculpture with his and Xiami's names carved on it. He had planned to give it to Xiami during the new year, but hadn't been able to. Someone came to find Fan Yuan, saying there had been a fight in the class. After Fan Yuan left, Lin Rolei took the sculpture and added an envelope with it, placing it on Xiami's desk. Lin Rolei had been accepted by the school's broadcasting station and deliberately used Fan Yuan's name to dedicate a song to Xiami. Soon after, another gift from Fan Yuan appeared on Xiami's desk, and rumors about their relationship spread quickly, leading to a scolding from the teacher. To distract the teacher, Zhang Roxy took Xiao Juni to the office door and started a pretend fight. In the end, all three were punished, and Xiami was asked to have her parents come to school. Xiami's father came to the school to pick her up. Zhang Roxy and Fan Yuan were both worried about being punished at home, so they followed her to Xiami's house. When Xiami arrived home, she explained everything to her mother and then helped with the housework. Zhang Roxy and Fan Yuan soon followed and also helped tidy up the house. Lin Jinlong came to school to find Lin Rolei. Xiao Juni grabbed Lin Rolei's wallet at the classroom door and demanded that she return the money. Xiao Juni started shouting, and Fan Yuan and Zhang Roxy helped chase after him. Lin Rolei stopped Lin Jinlong on the playground, demanding that he return the wallet immediately. Lin Jinlong pushed Lin Rolei away and tried to run, but was caught by Fan Yuan. In the end, Xiao Juni managed to get the wallet back. Fan Yuan asked Lin Rolei what her relationship with Lin Jinlong was, but she claimed not to know him. Back in the classroom, Lin Rolei suddenly claimed that the wooden sculpture had originally been a gift from Fan Yuan to her, but someone had played a prank and put it on Xiami's desk. She explained that the name carved under the sculpture was done by her. This explanation seemed to protect Xiami, but also subtly pulled Fan Yuan into her scheme. When other classmates asked Fan Yuan about the truth, Lin Rolei secretly tugged on his sleeve, and he reluctantly agreed to confirm it. In the evening, Xiami found Lin Rolei sitting alone in the classroom and advised her not to take advantage of Fan Yuan. She said she knew exactly what Lin Rolei had done before, but since they were friends, she didn't want things to become awkward. The next day, Lin Rolei suddenly announced she was transferring to the science track to join Fan Yuan's class. Xie Yuhan immediately exposed Lin Roli, saying that since she couldn't seduce Zhang Roxy, she had set her sights on Fan Yuan. Lin Roli put on a pitiful expression and followed Fan Yuan to the first class. After introducing herself, Lin Roli requested to be seated next to Fan Yuan, and the teacher allowed it. As the school's 50th anniversary celebration approached, Teacher Chow informed the first and sixth classes that they would be performing a chorus and asked Zhang Roxy to plan it in advance. Zhang Roxy then asked Xiami to help come up with ideas. During chorus practice, Lin Role and Fan Yuan were selected as the lead singers. Xie Yuhan was dissatisfied and questioned the teacher about why the sixth class didn't have a lead singer. The teacher couldn't explain and ended up scolding Xie Yuhan. Zhang Roxy quickly played a piano piece to ease the tension. The next day, Lin Role's middle school registration information was posted on the blackboard, and all the classmates learned that Lin Role's previous name was Lin Jinfeng. Furious, Lin Role tore up the registration document. Role went to class 6 to find Xie Yuhan, but someone informed her that Xie Yuhan had gone to swimming training. Lin Role then turned around and headed to the swimming pool. Wang Xiaoyu saw how angry Lin Role was and quickly told Fan Yuan. Fan Yuan then brought Zhang Roxy and Xiami along. Xie Yuhan had just come out of the swimming pool when Lin Role grabbed her and demanded to know why she had exposed her school registration. As Fan Yuan and Zhang Roxy arrived, Lin Role pretended that Xie Yuhan had pushed her into the pool. Fan Yuan rushed to save her, and Liu Dayu, who was swimming at the time, saw Lin Role fall into the pool herself. Realizing that Xie Yuhan had never pushed her, Lin Role was taken to the infirmary by Fan Yuan and Xiami. Xie Yuhan, feeling wronged, couldn't help but start crying. Liu Dayu sat next to her and comforted her, explaining that he had once seen Lin Role as a goddess but had now seen her true colors. During the break, Fan Yuan returned home, and his mother told him that arrangements for his study abroad were already in place, and all he needed to do was focus on his studies. Zhang Roxy finished his art exam class and remembered that Xiami's birthday was in 2 days. He went to Xiami's favorite milk tea shop to learn how to make the shop's signature drink. The shop owner, hesitant to hire a part-time worker, agreed when Zhang Roxy offered to work for free. At midnight, Zhang Roxy was the first to call Xiami to wish her a happy birthday. While they were talking, they suddenly heard the sound of glass breaking from the living room. He quickly hung up and rushed out to check, finding that his mother was experiencing severe chest pain. Zhang Roxy was about to call his father to come home, but his mother reassured him that it was fine and that she just needed to rest for a while. The next day, Fan Yuan prepared a glass jar with wish papers to give to Xiami for her birthday. He planned to give it to her in the study room. However, when the teacher suddenly called Fan Yuan to the office, Lin Role took the opportunity to put the glass jar into her own bag. When Fan Yuan returned and couldn't find the jar, he started asking everyone. Lin Role claimed she was helping to search for it and then left the classroom with her bag. Xiami asked Zhang Roxy for her birthday gift, and Zhang Roxy told her to wait for 10 minutes. He then ran out of the classroom. Fan Yuan, still searching for the glass jar, couldn't find it, while Xiami waited for a long time but still didn't see him. When Zhang Roxy returned to the classroom and noticed Xiami wasn't there, he called her. Xiami, seeing that Fan Yuan hadn't arrived at the study room yet, left early. Fan Yuan, unable to find the glass jar, went to buy another one. By the time he returned to the study room, Xiami had already left. Zhang Roxy took Xiami to the movie screening room, where he played a video he had specially edited using photos of Xiami. Xiami was very surprised, realizing that Zhang Roxy had secretly taken many photos of her. He then brought out a cup of homemade milk tea, making Xiami even happier. Meanwhile, Lin Role, carrying Fan Yuan's glass jar, reached the school gate when she was stopped by Lin Jinlong. He grabbed her bag, searched through her wallet, and smashed the glass jar Lin Role was holding. He then threatened her that if she reported him to the school again, he would expose even more of her secrets. It was at this moment that Lin Role realized she had wrongfully blamed Xie Yuhan. After Lin Jinlong left, Lin Role picked up Fan Yuan's gift with her injured hand. Tian Jarong discovered that her student card often had insufficient funds, so she went to the administration office to print the transaction details. she found that Lynn Rowley had secretly used her card to buy food and take showers. It was the same situation with Wang Xiaoyu's face cream, which had decreased because Lynn Rowley had secretly used it. When Xiaomi and Zhang Roxy entered the classroom, they overheard their classmates discussing it. The same situation was happening in class 1. Lynn Rowley explained that she hadn't stolen anything, but one girl claimed to have seen her putting the glass jar in her bag. Liu Dayu also spoke up, revealing that Xie Yuhan had been wrongfully accused in the swimming pool incident. In an instant, Lynn Rowley became the target of everyone's anger. Lynn Rowley didn't stay at school and ran straight home. Xiaomi, still worried, asked Zhang Roxy and Fan Yuan to come with her to Lynn Rowley's house. From a distance, they could hear Lynn Rowley scolding Lin Jinlong for causing trouble at school. Her stepfather, instead of sympathizing with Lynn Rowley, yelled at her, and when her mother stepped in to stop him, he pushed her aside and seemed ready to hit Lynn Rowley. Xiaomi and the others rushed into the room and pulled Lynn Rowley out of the house. Lynn Rowley didn't feel grateful. Instead, she felt embarrassed, thinking she had become a joke. Zhang Roxy told her that he already knew her home address and that Xiaomi was genuinely trying to help her. Despite this, Lynn Rowley continued to say hurtful things. Zhang Roxy then took Xiaomi and prepared to leave, leaving Fan Yuan behind to comfort Lynn Rowley. Lynn Rowley explained that the reason she pretended to come from a wealthy family was to avoid being looked down upon. Her father had died when she was 3, and after her mother remarried, her life had been difficult. Fan Yuan reassured her that as long as they treated each other sincerely, no one would care about her background. Back at school, when Lynn Rowley was heading upstairs, 2 girls started discussing the theft incident in front of her. Xiaomi overheard and scolded the 2 girls for making up rumors. Lynn Rowley thanked Xiaomi for believing in her, and the two reconciled. Xiaomi, Zhang Ruoxi, and Fan Yuan were criticized by the teacher for skipping class. Later, teacher Chao informed Zhang Ruoxi and Xiaomi that they had been asked to write a script for the school anniversary event. Lynn Rowley, having heard that class 6 would be performing a play, really wanted to join. She asked Xiaomi to include class 1 in the script. Xiaomi happily agreed, but Zhang Roxy remained unwilling to say anything to Lynn Rowley. Xiaomi became troubled over the script writing. Zhang Roxy suggested they go to the park to relax and find inspiration. Fan Yuan and Lynn Rowley also came along. After taking some photos together, Xiaomi suggested they go boating. The park manager wasn't at the ticket counter, so Zhang Roxy secretly untied the rope and the 4 of them boarded a boat. They played for a while, but when the park manager found out, they were punished by having to pick up trash in the park. Zhang Roxy always clung to Xiaomi, while Fan Yuan remembered how Lynn Rowley had intentionally blocked the water for him while they were boating. Feeling a bit grateful, he joined Lynn Rowley to pick up the trash. Xiaomi was still struggling with the script, and Zhang Roxy jokingly suggested they have the protagonist experience picking up trash. Xiaomi suddenly had an idea and ran to the side to jot it down on her phone. Zhang Roxy found a heart-shaped leaf and gave it to Xiaomi as encouragement, hoping it would inspire her to write a better script. The 2 of them rejoined Fan Yuan and Lynn Rowley, and when they were about to leave the park, Zhang Roxy received a call from his mother saying she wasn't feeling well, so he had to go home early. The next day, Zhang Roxy didn't come to school. Xiaomi, distracted in class, was called out by the teacher to stand outside as punishment. She decided to run to a phone booth to call Zhang Roxy, but couldn't get through. Xiaomi then called Fan Yuan and Lynn Rowley, and they went to Zhang Roxy's house. They found the door tightly shut, and just as they were about to leave, Zhang Roxy returned. He explained that he had been at the hospital all day taking care of his mother, and his phone had been turned off. Fan Yuan, recalling that his father knew an expert at the provincial hospital, suggested they arrange for a detailed consultation as soon as possible. The next day, Zhang Roxy returned to school as usual. He asked Fan Yuan to help gather the students for a script rehearsal. Fan Yuan had just received an admission letter from the University of Bonn in Germany and was wondering when he should report for school. Lynn Rowley noticed that Fan Yuan seemed troubled and offered him a cup of milk tea. The 2 of them then went together to rally the classmates to rehearse the script. In the auditorium, many students from class 1 and class 6 were already waiting. Siami briefly introduced the plot of the play and then began drawing lots for the roles. Tianjarong drew the role of the princess but didn't want to play it. Siami, who had drawn the role of the heroine, offered to switch roles with Lin Ruli. Many students from class 1 didn't draw a role and were assigned to the logistics team, which caused some dissatisfaction. Siami explained that the characters in the script were limited, and if everyone complained, it would be hard to have a good performance. Zhang Roxy mediated, and the rehearsal finally began smoothly. Siami and Zhang Ruoxi were revising the script in the theater. Zhang Ruoxi, exhausted from several days of hard work, struggled to stay focused. Seeing this, Siami played a simple song to lift his spirits. Zhang Ruoxi joked that Siami should transfer some of her energy to him. Siami humorously pretended to charge him by pressing their palms together. Zhang Roxy smiled and promised to return the energy once his mother was discharged from the hospital. On the day of the school anniversary performance, Lin Roli didn't show up at school. Siami called her repeatedly but couldn't get through. Left with no choice, she asked Tianjarong and Fan Yuan to lead the singing temporarily. As they prepared for the play, they still couldn't contact Lin Roli. Zhang Roxy suggested that Siami replace Lin Roli while he would take over narrating. However, Siami insisted that Zhang Roxy was already busy playing the piano and couldn't handle the narration as well. Seeing Simon from the broadcasting team moving props, Siami asked her to step in for the narration instead. Meanwhile, Lin Jinlong was retaliating against Lin Roli for reporting him. He locked her in a room and took her phone. Lin Role begged him repeatedly, but it was no use. When the performance began, the audience erupted in applause. Each student gave their best, and even director Dai, who was usually critical, gave rare praise. Backstage, Siami was still worried about Lin Roli. Soon, Lin Jinlong called, demanding money in exchange for releasing her. Siami panicked, but Zhang Roxy believed that strength lay in numbers. He organized a group of actors to carry out a rescue plan. Siami, Zhang Roxy, and Fan Yuan arrived at Lin Roli's house first. Lin Jinlong refused to let her go and made some outrageous remarks. Siami began calling for reinforcements. Soon, Liu Dayu arrived, dressed like a street thug, followed by Xiaojuni, Zhao Rui, and even Wang Xiaoyu and Tianjarong, who had disguised themselves as female troublemakers. They threatened Lin Jinlong to release Lin Roli. Still refusing, Lin Jinlong was finally intimidated when Liu Dayu gave the order, and Xiaojuni and Zhao Rui started smashing beer bottles as if preparing to cause trouble. Scared, Lin Jinlong reluctantly freed Lin Roli. Grateful but weak, Lin Roli barely spoke before fainting. The group carried Lin Roli out of the house and applied a fever patch, which helped her recover slightly. After learning about Lin Roli's struggles, her classmates apologized for misunderstanding her before. Lin Roli asked about the performance, and Wang Xiaoyu explained that Siami had stepped in to play the heroine. A subtle, indescribable emotion flickered in Lin Roli's eyes. Zhang Roxy suggested that they all focus on studying to prepare for the upcoming exams. Lin Roli proposed they return to their secret base for group study. Zhang Roxy, however, mentioned that he'd be busy for a while and likely wouldn't make it. As he spoke, his phone rang, and he stepped aside to answer the call. Siami looked concerned, and Fan Yuan followed up with a question to check on Zhang Roxy. It turned out to be a real estate agent calling to arrange a meeting with Zhang Roxy. Fan Yuan overheard and learned about Zhang Roxy's father preparing to sell the company. Zhang Roxy asked Fan Yuan to keep this a secret, especially from Siami, promising to tell her everything once things were settled. That evening, Zhang Roxy signed a contract with the agent to sell their house. When he returned home, his father, drunk, mumbled that he could resolve the financial crisis. As Zhang Roxy poured water in the kitchen, he saw his father crying at the table. It was clear the family had hit rock bottom. On the weekend, Fan Yuan overheard his parents discussing lending money to Zhang Roxy's family. Zhang Roxy's father's company had fallen victim to a financial scam, and they had already hired a lawyer to help. When Fan Yuan tried to ask more questions, his parents told him to focus on his studies and prepare for studying abroad. However, Fan Yuan expressed a desire to delay his departure until the summer. Zhang Roxy went to meet Siami outside her apartment. Siami had guessed that something had happened to Zhang Roxy's family, but since he didn't want to talk about it, She didn't press him. Instead, she gave him an origami star to encourage him and boost his confidence. She also promised to work with him to prepare for applying to film school. After Jang Roxy returned home, Xiami searched online for the meaning behind a boy and a girl admiring the night scenery together. The results suggested it meant the boy liked the girl. Xiami could sense Jang Roxy's attitude toward her. Just earlier, they had pledged to apply to film school together, and the future seemed so close. Xiami began imagining their lives after graduating from film school, picturing them as rising stars in the entertainment industry. When faced with paparazzi questions, Jang Roxy would boldly admit that Xiami was his girlfriend. Just thinking about it made Xiami feel both happy and shy. When Jang Roxy got home, his parents weren't there. He looked around the house where he had grown up, feeling sad that it would soon belong to someone else. With his mother still in the hospital and everything weighing on him, Jang Roxy couldn't sleep all night. The school organized a shouting from the building activity for senior students to motivate each other. Class 1 and Class 6, as the main participants, felt a surge of energy from the activity. However, Lynn Rowley was disappointed after scoring 80 on her math test, far below her expectations. Frustrated, she crumpled her test paper and threw it away. Fan Yuan picked it up, analyzed the mistakes for her, and encouraged her not to give up. Jang Roxy began helping Xiami with her studies. When the endless math exercises became too dull for her, Xiami wanted to take a break. However, Jang Roxy handed her another test paper. Reluctantly, Xiami switched to reviewing basic screenwriting concepts for a bit of relief. Lin Rowley and Fan Yuan joined them, and Lin Rowley, seeing Xiami's clear goals, felt envious. When the results of the monthly exams came out, Xiami ranked third in the class and 19th in the grade, a significant improvement that even surprised herself. In contrast, Lin Rowley felt left behind and was deeply upset. Fan Yuan pointed out that she had lost points mainly in physics and chemistry and suggested targeted tutoring over the summer to catch up. Jang Roxy proposed a trip to Lu Mountain to watch the sunrise as a way to ease the recent academic pressure. In the early morning at Lu Mountain, the air was still chilly. Jang Roxy took off his jacket and draped it over Xiami's shoulders. Seeing this, Lin Rowley, already wearing a coat, deliberately took hers off and walked over to Fan Yuan, prompting him to lend her his jacket. As the sun rose above the horizon, each person loudly shared their wishes. After watching the sunrise, the group started taking photos to remember the day. Lin Rowley's shoes had a hole in them, and her insecurity made her reluctant to stand with the others. Fan Yuan sat alone by the seaside, deep in thought. Xiami approached him, and the two chatted about what they imagined their lives would be like in 10 years. Xiami thought Fan Yuan would become a top mathematician, Jang Roxy an actor, and herself a screenwriter who cared little for appearances, busy chasing deadlines. Jang Roxy joined them and vowed they would all work hard together. After the day at the park, Jang Roxy and Fan Yuan walked Xiami home. Before parting, Fan Yuan gave Xiami an unexpected hug. Surprised, Xiami asked why. Fan Yuan explained that he would be traveling abroad with his parents during the summer. Jang Roxy quickly guessed that Fan Yuan might be preparing to study abroad early. After Xiami left, Jang Roxy asked Fan Yuan directly. Fan Yuan admitted it and asked Jang Roxy to take good care of Xiami while also staying strong in the face of his own family's difficulties. The summer break ended quickly. On the first day of school, Xiami didn't see Jang Roxy in the morning. When she asked Xiaojuni and Tianjarong, they both said they couldn't reach him. Even teacher Chao was looking for him. In the hallway, Lin Rowley overheard classmates talking about Fan Yuan going to Germany. She hurriedly asked Xiami to confirm, but Xiami, unaware of this, was completely puzzled. Thinking Xiami was pretending, Lin Rowley accused her of never treating her as a friend. Just then, Xie Yuhan passed by and commented that Fan Yuan went abroad to avoid being pestered by Lin Rowley. This sparked an argument between Lin Rowley and Xie Yuhan. When Xiami tried to intervene, Lin Rowley angrily shoved her aside. After school, Xiami rushed to Jang Roxy's house only to find movers carrying out furniture. They informed her that the house had already been sold. Feeling heartbroken, Siami returned home, locked herself in her room, and cried quietly. A few days later, Xiao Juni asked in class if anyone had heard from Zhang Roxy, which triggered another round of tears from Siami. Seeing this, Xie Yuhan revealed Zhang Roxy's location at the hospital. Siami ran to the hospital and overheard the doctor explaining Zhang Roxy's mother's condition. She needed a heart transplant, but the chances of a match were very low. When Zhang Roxy saw Siami, he broke down, pulling her into a tight embrace as he cried. After a while, his mother called for him from the hospital room. Zhang Roxy wiped his tears and returned to the room. Zhang Roxy returned to the hospital room. His mother asked about her condition. He lied, saying they had almost found a matching donor. Siami quickly ran into the room to support his story. Back at home, Siami felt heartbroken, upset that she couldn't do anything to help Zhang Roxy. Her mother noticed Siami's sadness and asked what was wrong. Siami told her the truth. Hearing this, her mother took out the savings from Siami's New Year money and a growth fund card, telling Siami to give it to Zhang Roxy for emergency use. She also mentioned that Siami's father had a friend in Beijing who was a heart surgeon and could help search for a matching donor. That evening, Zhang Roxy's father came to the hospital. Seeing his wife's worsening condition and how it was affecting Zhang Roxy's studies, he felt deeply guilty. He mentioned being invited by a friend to work at a company in Shanghai and thought the better medical facilities there might help. He planned to take Zhang Roxy's mother to Shanghai for treatment and have his mother, Zhang Roxy's grandmother, help care for her. He wanted Zhang Roxy to stay in Luxiang City to prepare for the college entrance exam. However, Zhang Roxy argued that his grandmother was too old to take on such a burden, and he could balance studying while taking care of his mother. After learning about his father's decision, Zhang Roxy asked Xiami to meet him. He took her to their favorite milk tea shop to enjoy the signature drink. The shop was busy, but since the owner knew Zhang Roxy well, he let him make the drink himself. Watching Zhang Roxy skillfully prepare the milk tea made Siami feel a deep sense of happiness. When it was time to pay, the generous owner let them have it for free. Outside the milk tea shop, there was a stinky tofu stall. Siami insisted on treating Zhang Roxy to stinky tofu and ran to line up. While she was distracted, Zhang Roxy secretly slipped the bank card back into her bag. The two later sat under an old locust tree to enjoy their tofu. Not stopping there, Zhang Roxy brought Siami to the poetic and artistic Luxiang City train station. On the walls were many graffiti drawings, including one that read, "Everything will get better." Siami placed Zhang Roxy's hand on the graffiti, wishing him good luck. They finished their outing by taking a picture in front of a heart-shaped graffiti mural. That night, when Siami returned home, she found the bank card in her school bag. She called Zhang Roxy, but he didn't answer and instead sent her a text explaining his decision. Panicked, Siami rushed to the hospital. Just as she arrived at the entrance, she saw Zhang Roxy getting into a taxi. She ran a few steps to catch up, but slipped and fell on the rainy street. The next day, Siami came to school with her injured knee. Wang Xiaoyu noticed and felt distressed, while Xiaojuni asked about Zhang Roxy's reason for taking a leave from school. Xiami couldn't answer and broke into tears. Lin Ruoli passed by without saying anything. At lunch, Xiami saw Lin Ruoli eating with some other girls and avoided her, sitting alone at another table. Wang Xiaoyu and Xiaojuni joined Xiami, trying to cheer her up with light-hearted conversations. After leaving the cafeteria, Liu Dayu suddenly lunged toward a classmate, claiming the student had mosquitoes on them. Xiami suspected Liu Dayu's excessive phone use had caused floaters in his vision and told him to put his phone away. During class, teacher Chao Yun also addressed the issue of frequent phone use and implemented a rule requiring all phones to be handed in during class. Xiami began studying harder than ever. As days passed, the college entrance exams drew closer. In a mock exam, Xiami scored 120 in math, showing steady improvement. However, she often thought of Zhang Roxy, even mistaking her new deskmate for him at times and only realizing after talking for a while. One day, Wang Xiaoyu brought a letter for Xiami from Fan Yuan. In the letter, Fan Yuan expressed concern for Xiami and mentioned Zhang Roxy's situation. Touched, Xiami wrote back, assuring him that she would stay strong. Countdown to the college entrance exams hit 100 days, and the school held a motivational rally. The senior students vowed to make their 12 years of hard work worthwhile with a successful finish. In the blink of an eye, the exams were over. Siami's family gathered around the computer to check her results. Her parents were even more nervous than she was. Finally, the score appeared 608 points, more than enough to apply to the Film Academy. Her father excitedly shared the news with neighbors, while her mother immediately informed the family to celebrate together. After receiving her admission letter, Siami went to school to meet her classmates. Linroli shared that she had also been accepted to a good university and planned to pursue a master's degree in Germany. During their final class photo, Siami felt as if Zhang Roxy was somewhere nearby. After the picture was taken, she ran to the spot in Lushan Park where they had once watched the sunrise together and shouted Zhang Roxy's name. To her surprise, Zhang Roxy appeared, confessing that he had been silently watching over her all along. By 2025, the 10-year promise had arrived. Siami had become a renowned screenwriter and had written a script called The Days We Grew Up Together based on her own experiences. The production company asked her to help choose the lead actor, and many candidates had already auditioned. Among them was an actor named Zhang Roxy. When a colleague asked if he was Shami's first love, she had a feeling it was him. However, she avoided meeting the candidates in person. As she left the company, she saw a crowd gathered outside holding signs supporting Zhang Roxy. Without stopping, she got into a taxi and left. Later, Siami received news that the new drama would be filmed in her hometown. She returned to Luxiang in advance, only to have her parents begin urging her to get married. Alarmed, she retreated to her room. While unpacking her suitcase, she accidentally knocked a wish jar under the bed. Using a clothes hanger to retrieve it, she also pulled out a treasure box from her high school days. Inside were items Zhang Roxy had given her, each bringing back vivid memories. Immersed in nostalgia, Siami was interrupted by a call from Wang Xiaoyu, who excitedly shared that she had just accepted Xiao Juni's proposal. Wang Xiaoyu suggested a reunion to celebrate their 10-year graduation anniversary. The reunion was held at Xie Yuhan's hotel. As soon as Xiami walked in, she saw Wang Xiaoyu, now wearing a wedding ring. Genuinely happy for her friend, Xiami congratulated her and entered the private room. The first voice she heard was Liu Dayu's. He had started his own winery and was enthusiastically promoting his products to everyone. When Zhang Roxy's name was mentioned, Xie Yuhan quickly gave Liu Dayu a look, signaling him to stop. A while later, Lin Role arrived and shared greetings from Fan Yuan, explaining that they had been in a long-distance relationship for years. She also asked if Xiami had been in contact with Zhang Ruoxi, a question that felt like a stab to Xiami's heart. Xie Yuhan, still not fond of Lin Ruli, avoided engaging in conversation with her. When Xiami went to the restroom, Lin Roli followed to touch up her makeup and apologized for her earlier bluntness. However, Xiami felt Lin Roli was being insincere and didn't pay her much attention. Back in the private room, Fan Yuan suddenly appeared, surprising everyone as he hadn't mentioned attending. Even Lin Roli was taken aback. The first thing Fan Yuan did was hug Xiami. After dinner, Xiami and Fan Yuan talked about Zhang Roxy. Fan Yuan revealed that after moving to Shanghai, Zhang Roxy refused any help and cut off contact with him. Xiami was bitter, feeling that Zhang Roxy had long forgotten their 10-year promise. Lin Roli suggested to Fan Yuan that they escort Xiami home together, but Xiami declined. After she left, Fan Yuan pushed Lin Roli's arm off his. It turned out the two had already broken up due to Lin Roli's infidelity. Xiami walked alone near the graffiti wall at the train station. She remembered their high school promise to visit it every year, but Zhang Roxy had failed to keep his word. She returned to Luxiang High School and saw younger students laughing and playing, instantly recalling her own days with Zhang Roxy. The memories flooded back, bittersweet yet cherished. Xiami arrived at their secret hideout. The setup remained mostly the same, but many desks were missing. She thought back to when she had written the names of her four closest friends on the blackboard, and Jung Roxy would play guitar to inspire her creativity. Everything felt like it had happened yesterday. Now the 10-year promise had come, and it seemed Jung Roxy had indeed broken it. Feeling disheartened, she wrote "Never Again" on the blackboard before leaving. After Xiami left, Jang Roxy showed up, following her footsteps in search of her. However, he couldn't find her. He then went to wait outside Xiami's home, calling her, but no one answered. Later, he bumped into Xiami's mother, who mentioned that Xiami had gone to sing at a KTV. At the KTV, Wang Xiaoyu tried persuading Xiami to drink less, but Xiami remained downcast. Seeing her mood, Fan Yuan decided to drink with her. Xiao Juni first escorted an intoxicated Wang Xiaoyu home. At the doorstep, he spotted Zhang Roxy, who, without much of a greeting, headed straight to the private room to find Xiami. Xiami was singing an old song, one that always made Zhang Roxy appear in the past. This time was no exception. Zhang Roxy suddenly stood before her, and Xiami felt as if she were dreaming. Fan Yuan asked Zhang Roxy to take Xiami home. On the way, Xiami told Zhang Roxy to buy her flowers and complained about how heartless he had been. Zhang Roxy reassured her that he would never leave again. But Xiami still felt it was all too surreal, like a dream. The next morning, Xiami woke up to find a bouquet of roses by her bedside. As she tried to recall what had happened the previous day, Wang Xiaoyu called, urging her to check the trending news. Zhang Ruoxi was attending a press conference for a new drama and had publicly announced his efforts to secure the lead role in another project to fulfill a 10-year promise to his most important friend. Turning off her phone, Xiami suddenly saw Zhang Ruoxi entering her home with groceries for her mom. She immediately pushed him out of the door and leaned against it, crying uncontrollably. Hearing her sobs from outside, Zhang Ruoxi didn't know what to do. Xiami refused to meet him, so Zhang Ruoxi texted her, promising to wait forever. Later, he called Fan Yuan, who responded by punching him for breaking his promise to take care of Xiami. But seeing Zhang Ruoxi's regret, Fan Yuan helped him apply medicine to the bruise and told him not to give up. The next morning, as soon as Xiami stepped outside, she saw Zhang Roxy enthusiastically offering her a ride. Susu informed her that Zhang Roxy had already been cast as the male lead and suggested Xiami schedule time to discuss the script with him. The two of them visited an amusement park, riding the Ferris wheel together. Zhang Roxy tried hard to explain himself, but Xiami still refused to accept his words. The following day, Xiami arranged to meet Zhang Roxy to discuss the script. Once she sat down at the restaurant, Zhang Roxy arrived soon after but chose to sit at a different table. A little later, Lin Roli passed by, and the two exchanged a few words. Meanwhile, Wang Xiaoyu messaged Xiami, revealing that Fan Yuan and Lin Roli had broken up long ago and that Lin Roli had fabricated a year-long long-distance relationship. Xiami advised Lin Roli not to live so burdened and assured her that they were never enemies to begin with. After Lin Roli left the cafe, Zhang Roxy asked the waiter to send Xiami several apology cakes, all of which she rejected. Finally, Xiami threw one of the cakes directly in front of Zhang Roxy, asking him to stop bothering her. Just then, Xiami's mother called, informing her that her father had suddenly collapsed. Without saying a word, Zhang Roxy grabbed Xiami and rushed to her home. At the hospital, the diagnosis revealed it was only acute gastroenteritis, but the timely treatment had prevented complications. Relieved, Xiami finally said a soft "thank you," which made Zhang Roxy happier than receiving any kind of recognition. After Xiami's father was discharged, old Xia showed Zhang Roxy the piles of exam papers Xiami had used to prepare for her college entrance exams. 4 whole boxes. It was evident how much effort Xiami had put into their 10-year promise. He also mentioned that Xiami had developed a fear of rain because of how much she missed Zhang Roxy. Deeply moved, Zhang Roxy finally understood Xiami's sincerity and promised never to make her sad again. He then turned and left. Not long after, thunder rumbled and it began to pour heavily. Xiami hurriedly grabbed an umbrella and rushed downstairs to give it to Zhang Roxy but couldn't find him. Standing in the rain, she broke down crying, remembering the heartbreak of his departure 10 years ago. Suddenly, Zhang Roxy appeared before her, and the two embraced passionately in the rain. Despite the emotional reunion, Xiami still couldn't bring herself to forgive him. Meanwhile, Lin Rolei went to Fan Yuan's home to beg for forgiveness. She hugged him tightly from behind, but Fan Yuan, unwilling to trust her again, firmly pushed her away. Although Xiami claimed she couldn't forgive Zhang Roxy, she couldn't stop thinking about him. While buying fried dough sticks, she even suspected Zhang Roxy was following her. Back home, she called Zhang Roxy under the pretense of discussing the script, but there was no answer. Frustrated, she prepared to delete him from her contacts. Just as she was about to do so, Zhang Ruoxi's phone suddenly connected, but it was Xiao Juni's voice on the line. He told her that Zhang Roxy was preparing to return to Beijing and asked Xiami to come to his place. When Xiami arrived at Zhang Roxy's home, she saw Xiao Juni packing photo frames. Inside were candid photos Zhang Roxy had secretly taken of her over the years. Realizing how much Zhang Roxy cared about her all along, she anxiously asked which gate Zhang Roxy would depart from. Just as Xiao Juni hesitated to answer, Zhang Roxy suddenly walked out of the bedroom. It turned out, Xiao Juni, seeing Zhang Roxy sick with a fever and repeatedly calling Xiami's name, had orchestrated this little act to reunite the two. After Xiao Juni left, Xiami stayed to take care of Zhang Roxy. She asked why he hadn't contacted her in the past 10 years. Zhang Ruoxi recounted everything, from his mother's illness and its relapse in Shanghai to his struggles as an aspiring actor, facing constant rejection, delivering food, living in a basement, and even losing his phone. When he finally bought a cheap second-hand phone, the first thing he did was save Xiami's contact information. Many times, he wanted to call her but felt he had nothing to offer her. So, he held back time and time again. Later, a former classmate recommended him for a play. Unexpectedly, he reconnected with director Wu, who had worked on their high school promotional video. Through several collaborations with Wu, Zhang Roxy began to build his reputation. His father eventually recovered financially and repurchased their home. At the same time, his agency received a script where the male lead shared his name. Zhang Roxy seized the opportunity and rushed back to Luxiang to find Xiami. After Zhang Roxy recovered from his fever, he found Xiami at the graffiti-covered train station and once again confessed his love. This time, Xiami finally accepted. The two returned to Luxiang No. 1 High School, walking to the small bridge by the lake, reminiscing about how they used to run from Director Dai. Everything felt so vivid and fresh in their memories. Xiami mentioned that she had incorporated these details into the script. 4 months later, the film wrapped up. Director Wu expressed his eagerness to collaborate with the two again and asked about the direction of Xiami's next script. Xiami explained that during her university years, she read a book and was deeply influenced by Yuan Longping's contribution. She planned to collect stories of ordinary, unsung individuals for her next project. Fan Yuan arrived at the wrap party, holding a childhood photo of himself and Xiami. He recalled an incident when he was 10 years old and bullied by other children on a cruise ship. Xiami had stepped in to defend him. Being helped left a deeper mark on him, and he never forgot Xiami. Besides celebrating the film's completion, Fan Yuan officially bid farewell to both Xiami and Zhang Ruoxi, as he was planning to settle in Germany. After leaving the wrap party, Lin Roley called Fan Yuan, but he hung up on her. Later, she knocked on his door and tightly hugged him, telling him that Lin Jinlong had been released from prison and that she needed Fan Yuan by her side for protection. Once again, Fan Yuan softened his stance. Zhang Roxy brought Xiami to his home and showed her a photo wall he had created using pictures of the two of them. He then presented her with roses and officially asked her to be his girlfriend. The next day, they planned a camping trip. Before heading to the campsite, Xiami stopped by the train station to deliver something to her mom's friend. Along the way, she saw an elderly woman struggling to pedal a tricycle uphill. Xiami stopped to help her. When they reached a steep slope, the tricycle jolted, causing the heavy load to fall dangerously. At that moment, Zhang Roxy appeared and pushed Xiami aside, ensuring both were uninjured. However, Their clothes were stained by some discarded dye. Zhang Ruoxi immediately took Xiami to buy matching couple outfits. The camping site was romantically decorated by Zhang Ruoxi. The two began barbecuing, but the fire grew too large and jumped out of the grill. Zhang Ruoxi quickly extinguished it with a fire extinguisher, but their food was ruined. Just as they were about to fetch new ingredients, it began to rain. Xiami, who had a fear of rain, clung to Zhang Ruoxi, unable to move. Zhang Ruoxi patiently guided her to listen to the sound of the rain and touch the water, helping her gradually overcome her fear. That evening, they redid the barbecue. As they ate, Xiao Juni called Zhang Ruoxi, crying about an argument with Wang Xiaoyu and asking for someone to vent to. When Xiao Juni arrived, he ate all their food while tearfully complaining about Wang Xiaoyu's unfairness, eventually drinking himself into a stupor. After settling Xiao Juni, Zhang Roxy prepared a light show for Xiami. Since there were no stars in the sky that night, he used the folded paper stars Xiami had once given him. He apologized for missing their 10-year promise and vowed never to leave her again. Elsewhere, Liu Dayu's brewery was thriving, and he often exchanged help with Tianjarong. Zhao Rui became a child mental health counselor. Fan Yuan chose to stay in the country and got back together with Lin Roli. The two were seen reading at the library. Though Lin Roli wasn't fond of philosophy, she made an effort to keep up with Fan Yuan's interests. When their high school class's story was adapted into a film, all the classmates were overjoyed. Meanwhile, Xiami and Zhang Roxy made wishes together by the seaside and set their next 10-year promise.